Today has been a very exciting day. We migrated to our new software, and for the most part it's gone pretty smoothly, and we're busy checking in all the books that were returned in the last week or two and figuring out the new system. So we're kind of figuring it out along with you, but I wanted to show you some of the new features and things that you'll want to know when you're using it. The link is right where it always used to be, so if you're on our web page, you just link right to the catalog login. You'll notice the image is a little bit different. But that takes you to the new software, and as you can see, it's really simple. There aren't a lot of things that you have to figure out or wonder about. There's just a box and you can start typing. It works more with natural language, so you don't have to think like a librarian. You don't have to do last name comma first name. You don't have to know subject terms and all the kind of specific things that you really required, the old system kind of required you to do correctly. So you can just start typing, and if you only remember a couple of the words in the title or the author, you can just put that in. And some of the nice things that are a little bit different in this system is it puts everything with the same title together by tabs. So in the previous system, if we had a hardcover and a paperback and a large type and a earlier printing of a hardcover, they were all separate records, and it was frustrating because you just want the book. You don't, most of the time it doesn't matter which one you get. And now it's all in one record, and there are tabs. So all the books, the regular print books are together, the large print books are together. If there was an audio, it would be another tab, and so on. And so then on the screen you can see it defaults to the regular type book, and it's the big green arrow or check is showing that it's available somewhere, but by our name it has an X. That means our copy is checked out right now. But you can either view all locations, and you can see all the libraries where it's on the hold shelf, or it's, on the shelf, and you can see where it's been checked out, where you could go if you wanted to get it right away. The other option you can do is just place a hold. So you don't need it right away, you just want to put it on hold. To do that, you'll log in, and the login is up in the top corner. You'll enter your barcode. And then this is a kind of a unique thing. The personal identification numbers, for security reasons, did not transfer from the old system to our new system. So your new PIN at the time we open will be the last 4 digits of your library card number. There is a way to go in and change that easily once you do it, so that you can keep your account secure. But right when you first start, the PIN number will be those last 4 digits. And then you can log in. So here we can just place hold, and it will default to whatever library you're at or whatever library it recognizes as your home library. But if you live closer to another library, or you work near another library that it's easier for you to do the pickup, you can just click this arrow and pick a new location. Another new feature is this I don't need this item after. And if you are reading this for a book club, or you're reading it for an assignment, and if it comes in before November 1st, great. If it doesn't, you don't really need it anymore. You can put that date in, and then the hold will just automatically go away. That's kind of a nice new thing especially for assignments or things where you needed a bunch of stuff now, but you don't need it later. And we've placed the hold. The other thing that's kind of nice is it tells us a little bit more about this book. Or as you scroll down, book 2 in this series and book 3 in this series are also listed. And again, we have 2 formats of the book 2, and right now there's just one format of book 1. And then it's going to give you some other things that match our search term Thursday Murder. Some other things that were similar in the old collection, or in the old system, when you click on the title, you can get a description of the book, and then the rest of the series is listed below. And then if you like this book, some other choices, things that might be a similar read. The related resources, that one will make more sense if you're searching for informational books, but related resources or topics. And then you get reader reviews and professional reviews and any awards that the book has earned. So there's just some extra information. So if you loved that book and you want something else, you can just click on it. And here's an example of one that's got the book, the large print, and the audiobook on CD. Let's go back to our search. Another thing that's kind of nice is because it's natural language, it also helps with spelling problems. So if you start typing and the book that you want, you're not spelling it correctly, it often will give you suggestions. So one of my favorites is when the kids need to read Fahrenheit 451. And now that I've done it enough times, I know, but let's say I couldn't remember how to spell Fahrenheit. Well, did I mean Fahrenheit with an H? Of course I did. It'll give it to me that way, but I can also click on it, and then I'm going to get at the top the most available, most recent copy of Fahrenheit 451. And then there's a movie and another movie. And the movies are going to be split out a little bit differently because there's different actors in it. And then this is I'm not sure what that one's at. But again, this is also a good example of sometimes classic books. We owned so many, the libraries in the county owned so many different formats and printings and paperback and hardcover that you could be clicking through all different records. Well, here, they're all here, and it doesn't really make a difference which one you just want the book. And when you put it on hold, it'll just get you the most recent, most available copy. But if you want to see who has an audiobook or things like that, you can click on the different tabs. The other nice thing is if you do need a specific, doesn't really matter for this one, but sometimes if you're reading a classic that's been translated and you need a specific translation, you can look at edition information and see the different publications that are available in the system, and then pick just the one you need. So if you're reading, a lot of times we see that with like the Odyssey or the Iliad, a instructor will require a certain publication, and this way you can put the hold on just the one you need. Then some other, if you just need to go back and start another search, you just tap on the name of the library and you can start searching. Some other features, if you want to see what you have checked out or where your holds are, things like that. So then across the bottom, it's going to have these tabs: my bookshelf, my bookmarks, save searches, and reading history. When we transferred over, any reading history you had in the old system didn't transfer. So this will be starting today in this system. But we can go to my bookshelf, and it's going to show the 2 books I have checked out right now, when I checked them out and when they're due. And I can renew them from here if I want. A lot of times our system automatically renews things a few days before they're due, but if you wanted to be sure you could renew it, it will renew from the day you renew it. So if you just checked it out, if you try to renew it, it's just going to renew it for the same 3 weeks. So you'll want to wait a little bit before you press that. I can look at my holds. So I had put the Thursday Murder Club on hold just recently. I'm number 2 in line. And this looks different. I was showing this to somebody earlier today. The hold ends on September 21st, 2024. And notice that that's 2 years in the future. And it does this so that if the book doesn't come in the next 2 years, that hold will just go away and it won't just sit on your account forever. And sometimes that can be there's a problem with the item and it doesn't get filled, or you put a hold on a new release that doesn't get released, and after 2 years the publisher has canceled it. So that's something you can watch, but it's far off in the distance. We kind of watch our holds and make sure that things are getting filled in a more timely manner, but that's what that means. You can also do things like, so this is a later book in the series, well, I want to read this book first. So I put this one on hold, but I don't want to read it. I don't want this one to show up before the first one. So what I did is I froze it. And to do that, you click on this little arrow. Well, actually, let me unfreeze it. So yeah, so this one, I'm first in line for it. But if I freeze it, that way it's going to just leave me in the queue, but not fill it until I get this book, and then I can go in and unfreeze this one and have it come for me. If I had any fees or fines, they would be here. And then this last tab is profile, and here's where it shows my name and address and phone number, and then my PIN number. And for security reasons, that PIN number will never show. But if I need to change it, and like if you want to change that last 4 digits, go into edit profile, and then down here you can say change PIN. You'll put in your current PIN and then your new PIN, confirm it, and change your PIN. When I set up this fake card just recently, I didn't put in an email address or anything, but you could change all that to change your notifications and things like that. You can also just call us and we'd be happy to do it. This little arrow here takes you back to searching. Then these other tabs down here, the next one is bookmarks. And this can be things that you think you want to read, but you don't want to put it in your hold list right away because you don't want to read it right now. And so you can just save things for later. And then when you want to use it, just click on the title, and then you could put the hold in or things like that. Other searches you can do, we could just do it will pop up some suggestions. So we want Michigan travel guidebooks as a concept, and you can either just hit enter or you could click on that concept, and that would get you things that are going to be that resource. Oh, this is the little thing at the bottom. Let's go back and just do so here we just did a subject search. It's gonna pull things from all different libraries, and the availability is if we say at library, it's going to be things at any of the libraries. We can also limit by location. So here we could just pick, we just want the things that are here in the building, and we want to apply. So now it's going to show us things that we own in the building, and then where they are. So we want this historic Michigan travel guide. We can click on it. It does show us, it's kind of small here, but it shows us the call number. Or if you click on our name, it shows it a little larger over here on the side where that item is. And then here's where related resources and topics is more useful. So it's got some other historical Michigan travel directories, and then just the bigger topic Michigan guidebooks. So if you saw something else, you know, we've got the off the beaten path for Michigan travel as well. So it's pretty easy to click around and find things and try things. We watched people this morning log in and just figure it out and not really need a whole lot of help. At the top of the screen, there are 2 tabs. This will take you right back to our website. The other tab is the Local History Digital Archive, and this was always on our other website as well, but it's the Local History Digital Collection that's photographs and things from Macomb County, and that have all been loaded on here, so you can search for some fun stuff. And there's historic photos of things around Shelby Township and Macomb County. And then when you click on the image, you get a little bit more detail, and so that can be a fun one for people doing research or just wanting to learn a little bit more about their community. So that one's nothing new, but that's just where the information, where you click on it to get to it now. So we're very excited. There's a lot of new features that we're learning for things that we can do extra with the records, like making your holds work smooth and helping with different stuff if you need a bigger selection of things for a hold, or you're doing stuff with like a book club or things like that. We can help you with those as well. But give it a try and just ask us questions if you have anything.